Yo, what's the word, man? It's your boy Big 8, and I got another heat for y'all. You feel me? Today we got a drug script, but it ain't just any other drug script. You feel me? I decided I'm gonna make this shit just like the streets. Everything you can encounter doing this shit in the streets, I put it in them motherfucker. So basically, you know, just what we got here is I'm gonna just show y'all everything step by step, right? But in this script, I'm gonna tell you what I did differently. I introduced the concept of being able to sell fish scale, being able to make so basically this drug script is focused on two different drugs, cocaine and crack. Now you can make fish scale cocaine, you can make a product that's stepped on, you can stretch the dope, you can do all kinds of shit to the cocaine, and you can sell it for different prices. You can finesse your plug, you can finesse other people and shit like that. So I'm gonna show you how all this shit works. You know what I'm saying? Everything has different steps. So in total, there's 6 different kind of drugs, right? The cocaine, you have pure cocaine. That's the cocaine that has the highest purity. And then you got fish scale cocaine that was cooked in a pot. And then you got cocaine that was stepped on with fentanyl and all kinds of other shit, right? That's the 3 types of cocaine you got. But they're all identical, so if you're selling it to somebody, they're not gonna know the difference. Then the second one is the crack. You know, you got crack that was made from pure cocaine, and then you got crack that was made from fish scale cocaine, and then you got crack that was made from a product that was stepped on. Those are the 6 kind of drugs you can have in here, and I'm gonna show you how everything works. You feel me? So first off, we're just gonna start at the leaf. You know, this is pretty straightforward. You know, basically you gotta harvest the leaf, right? Harvest the leaves. See, I got the leaves. So this field right here, this is the cocoa leaves field. There's blips for this on the map, so you know exactly where to find this. And you can move the locations, everything is configurable, right? Now we're gonna go back to where I put all the tables and shit. All right, so I put everything in one spot so it's easier for me to get to for this demo. Feel free to move everything around, put them how you want it, where you want it, and shit like that. I'm just gonna start from over here. So basically, everything here is configurable. You can move them and put them wherever you want. If I thought I had this, you can see I can collect hydrofluoric acid. Here, I collect the kerosene, acetone, cement, right? If I come here, I thought I can extract the cocaine paste. Now look, here I can extract cocaine paste, but this is for pure cocaine, right? I'm extracting the right paste for pure cocaine. Now, these are all the items that I need to make pure cocaine, right? Once I do that, I get a brick of cocaine right here. It's gonna give me a brick of pure cocaine here. And the brick of cocaine is gonna look like this. It's gonna say 1 brick of coke. Now I know that I'm making it pure, but even if I stepped on this product or anything, it's still gonna say 1 brick of coke. The only way for me to figure this shit out is to take some of this brick and go test it. If I don't test it, I'm not gonna know the quality of brick that's being sold to me, all right? So that's important. Now, if you come over to this table, you can see right here, it's telling me to roll an 8 ball of fish scale, right? To roll an 8 ball of fish scale, that means I need 1 brick of cocaine. but I cannot do that from 1 brick of pure coke or 1 brick of stepped on product. I need a brick of fish scale to do this, but it's gonna say 1 brick of coke. But if you want to make fish scale, you gotta go get a brick of fish scale. So how do you get fish scale? Well, you take the cocaine paste that you get from processing the leaves into paste, and then you come and then you come here. See, this is where you stretch the paste. So if you got a pure cocaine paste from the field, you can stretch it into 2 cocaine paste, but it's not going to be of pure quality. It's going to be, a stepped on cocaine paste, right? So this is where you do that. Now, you come here. Here, I can cook fish scale, right? If I click on this, it's going to tell me I need 1 cocaine paste, acetone, and all of that, right? But once I do this, it's going to give me 1 coke brick, but that's going to be fish scale as well, right? Now, if I look here, I can collect calcium oxide. Here I collect water. So this is the most detailed drug script that you're gonna find. Now it's not one of those ones you set up from the UI or any of that. No, what I mean detail is that everything is in the config is configurable, from your progress bar to the name you want to call it, to the items that you want. Everything is configurable in the config. So right here, this is where you cut the bricks. So you cut stepped on coke, you get a brick of the stepped on cocaine, and this is where you can cut it from 1 brick into a half a brick. And all the items and all the images and everything is included for you. So you don't got to worry about nothing. I've created all the images in Photoshop and every single thing you need. So it's going to cut that into half a brick. You come here too. You're going to cut and weigh the fish scale. So right here, you got a brick of fish scale. You want to cut it. You cut it into half. Now you ask yourself, why do we need to cut these bricks into half? Well, the reason for that is if you want to stretch the cocaine into crack, you need half bricks. To make the cracks, you need half bricks of cocaine, not a full brick. So when you buy them from your plug, you might tell them you need half a brick of something. When they give you that half a brick, you could take the half a brick of pure cocaine and you can stretch it into an 8 ball of crack and shit like that. So that's how this drug script works. Also here, you can cut and weigh a pure brick. You can cut it, use 2 acetone, and you can cut the brick of pure coke, right? I try to use a lot of realistic ingredients. Now the steps might be different just because, we're not trying to sit up here and teach people how to make real cocaine and shit, but it's just close. It's real close, right? You come here, you can roll an 8 ball of pure coke right here. So basically, the brick can now be cut into 8 balls, and then the 8 balls can be stuffed into vials of cocaine, right? Not bags, not baggies, but vials. Okay, we're doing realistic shit here. Now, you come here. This is where you can mold the pure brick. You need 1 cocaine paste and all of that. So this is just an extra table to make pure cocaine brick. And these are all the things that are required to do that. You have all these things. You click this, it's gonna give you what you need. So this is an 8 ball of coke. This is how an 8 ball of coke looks. This is how 1 brick of cocaine looks. It's gonna look the same for fish scale. It's going to look the same for a stepped on product and a pure product. The only way to differentiate between the products is to use a test kit. Go to a test table. However you want to set that up in your server, they need to be able to test that shit. And instead of having it as a kit that they can have in their pockets riding around, that's going to make things too easy because everybody's going to want to test the cocaine during the point of sale. What you want to do is you want to put the test kits somewhere far on the map so they're too lazy to want to go do the test. They can either make the sale right there and then, or they can take the person to go they can buy at least a brick to go all the way there to go test. So it makes things a little bit more realistic. Now your plug can finesse you, and now you have some real beef RP that you can go back and role play. Or that nigga sold me some stepped on shit, nigga. That nigga sold me a product that stepped on. I'm finna go fuck with this nigga. Or I'm finna change my plug. That nigga sold me some fish scale, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That shit was cut with fentanyl. My plugs, you know what I'm saying? That shit got the fins dying and all that kind of shit. So it gives you a lot of avenue to role play. Now somebody wanna make a sale, they just not 100% sure you selling them pure. You know, they gotta be like, hey, how much you selling a brick? If your dealer's fair, you know, if he legit, he be like, hey man, I ain't got that pure shit right now, but I got this for, you know what I'm saying? I give you 25% off this motherfucker, you feel me? It's gonna move, I tell you that. So you have that other aspect of role play involved, you know what I'm saying? They could be like, hey, shit, I got that pure for you, and they'll sell it to you for the pure price. But meanwhile, they just sold you fish scale or cocaine that's been stretched with fentanyl, and you just pay top dollar for that shit. And you go move that shit, it's not moving how you want. You can come back and get, you know what I'm saying? You can come back and either get that nigga or change your plugs and shit like that. So that's the whole aspect of this role play, right? This script. Now, we come this way. We look at this table right here. This is extract stepped on cocaine paste. So this is where the cocaine paste from the plug, I'm talking about the guys that collect the leaves and process that shit into cocaine paste. They also got the choice to stretch their shit. You know what I'm saying? They can either give you pure cocaine paste so you can make your pure bricks, or they can stretch that shit, you know, stretch one paste into two and sell you the stepped on shit, and you can only make stepped on cocaine from that. You can't make pure cocaine from a stepped on paste. You see what I'm saying? So you could get finessed at any point, at any level of the drug game. You know what I'm saying? The farmers can fuck up and, you know, or they can finesse you and sell you some fucked up shit that you can't make you just gotta sell that shit on down the line and shit, because you got some fucked up shit from the top. So you're gonna have to move that product before you get some pure shit. You can either change your plugs or negotiate and make sure you get the pure shit, you know what I'm saying, moving forward. It depends on you and how you want to role play, and it also depends on the market and what niggas got in the streets at that point in time. It's easier to make fish scale, a lot easier, like 10 times faster to make fish scale than it is to make pure cocaine. So you can see how that could be a problem. People are gonna want to sell fish scale fast. You see what I'm saying? So pure cocaine is gonna be limited in the streets. And then to make this, you know, and then when people take the time to make the pure cocaine, shit, they want to stretch that bitch. They ain't trying to just sell that shit. They ain't trying to just sell the whole brick. They probably want to stretch that shit into two. Or they might cut that shit into half a brick and take the half a brick, turn it into crack, and then take the other half and then sell that shit. You know what I'm saying? The possibilities are just endless. And how you want to do this and make money, you feel me? Now you got this, you can roll an 8 ball of fish scale right there. Over here, you can make the dope stretch. You know what I'm saying? How you make the dope stretch here, you get a little bit of water, a brick of coke, acetone, 2 fentanyl pills, and you cut that motherfucker. You can have that half a brick of coke, and you can stretch that motherfucker all the way into like crack and shit. Same thing with this here. You can stretch this to pure crack. So half a brick of coke, you can stretch this to pure crack right here. So right here, you can stretch half. When he says make the dope stretch, that means you can stretch half a brick of cocaine into 1 brick of coke, right? After you've cut it at the table that I showed you earlier. Or you can come here and stretch that motherfucker to pure crack, if it is pure cocaine half brick, right? Now, if it's not pure cocaine half brick and you just got a stretched cocaine and a stretched cocaine or fish scale cocaine, then you can't stretch it into pure crack. Now here, you can stretch it into, you know, fish scale crack if you have a fish scale break, right? I have a brick of Coke, but it's got to be fish scale, acetone, and baking soda. You can stretch it into fish scale crack, right? So that's the concept there. And then you got over here too. Now, like I said, the locations and all of this is just for the demo, right? You can move this, feel free to move this into labs, you know, inside of MLO, anywhere like shells, whatever. As long as you got the, you know what I'm saying, you got the vector, you can just move this anywhere you want. It's all configurable in the config. You can stretch this from crack to stepped on brick right here. Sorry, you can stretch to crack from a stepped on brick. So basically, if you got like a stretch or a cocaine that's been stepped on, it's already been stretched, and you still want to stretch it to crack, you come here and you can stretch it to crack. But it's going to be of a lower quality than the pure or fish scale, right? Now you can step on the 8, right here you can step on the 8-ball crack. So basically, you got a crack, you got an 8-ball crack, and you want to stretch that even further, you come here and you can stretch that. Take water, 1 8-ball of crack, and 2 baking soda. But it has to be pure crack for you to stretch it into a stepped on crack. So right here you can stuff the pure Coke into vials. So basically, you got your brick and you got everything down to 8 balls. Now you need 1 8-ball of Coke and 1 empty cocaine vial, and you can come here and you can stuff the Coke with vials, right? So here you can stuff the fish scale cocaine with vials. So basically, you got the fish scale, you got everything all the way down to 8 balls of fish scale, and you know you want to stuff it down to the vials. You come here and boom, you can now stuff it into the vials and all of that. Now, this is what a cocaine vial looks like when it's already stuffed. So you can see you got the cocaine vial right here. There's a cocaine paste, right? There's a brick of Coke. The reason these two things are sitting up separately is because they're 2 different ones, like I said. But right now, I can't even tell you the difference between these two. But I know that they're different because they're sitting in 2 different slots of the inventory. But I can't tell you what it is. So it's going to be up to the dealers to be organized and put everything in different safes. If you're cooking pure cocaine, make sure they're in a different safe in your house that you can identify. These are my pure Coke. And then something else in another spot. These are my stepped on Coke, and these are my fish scale cocaine. And if you buy, just know, don't mix your products, because you're not going to know which one you're selling and how much you're trying to sell them for. So you have to be organized. Now, this is an 8-ball of crack, and this is how the 8 balls of crack look. You can see that they're in bags and shit like that, right? So there's that. Then come over here. So you want to stuff the stepped on Coke. You see right here, you can see the 8-ball of Coke, 1 empty cocaine vial, and you can pack it up. So these are like what you do, you know, these are like the last step, taking the 8 balls and then stuffing them into different vials so you can sell them, right, to the beds. Same thing here. Now here, this is where you stuff the stepped on crack, right here. Same thing here, you can stuff the fish scale crack. So with this, we covered all the tables and everything where you can stuff everything, right? And the dynamics between how the roleplay can really get deeper with all of these new dynamics that I've introduced. The concept of making the dope stretch, the concept of finessing, the concept of making stepping on the product, concept of transitioning the product from a different drug to another drug and then transferring it back to another drug, the process of cutting and weighing, the process of bagging and stuffing into vials as well. And also now I'm about to introduce the concept of testing the coke and the brick. So right here now, because these are extensible, you can create as many test labs as you want in the city and put them wherever you want it. But when they go into that test lab, they will be able to throw out this table and then they can test for what they suspect. You can come here and test for fish scale cocaine brick. Right here, you need half a brick of that product and $10,000 cash to be able to test. Now, feel free to change this price. It's up to you and your server and your economy and how you want it to be. But they would need half a brick of the product that they want to test and $10,000 in cash to confirm if this is fish scale or not. Now, if this is not fish scale, they can come here and test if it's stepped on. If it is not any of these two, now they can decide if they want to test the two or test for like stepped on cocaine if they want. But really, to save money, the first thing you should really do is to come here or find the one that says test for pure cocaine and test the half a brick of pure coke with cash. If it is not pure cocaine, then you would now have to decide if you want to continue to do business. If you want to check, at least if you don't care if it is pure cocaine, fish scale or whatever, then it doesn't matter. But if it is not, if you care about pure and it's not pure, then you can just end right here, give him back his break, like, hey, you're not, or like, not do business or whatever. But if you still want to do business because maybe there's a drought and you ain't got no choice, you can come here and at least test for fish scale. See if it is at least fish scale. If it is not, then you fucked. Then you don't need to. If you test those two and they don't work, you already know it's gonna be stepped on, and nothing else is gonna be. If you just once you test two, you already know it's gonna be the last one. So that's just that's the concept of this, and you can put this anywhere you want. All right. So let's recap. This is a full drug script. It's highly configurable in terms of what you can do, what is available in the config. Everything is configurable. All right, so I'm going to show you the cell script. So for cocaine, you do t/cell coke, and to stop it, you just t/stop coke. And for crack, it's like t/cell crack and t/stop crack. Now, the way I have the sale set up is it's trap houses, so it's not just you selling anywhere. It's set locations. You sell out of your trap. If you got a trap house, get that shit configured, and then you sell out of your trap. So you come here, t/sell coke. Now, what happens? You can start this anyway. If you move away from this location, the pairs are gonna keep coming, but they're not coming to you. So if you leave this place and you have this shit running, and you go somewhere else, they're gonna keep coming to your door. It's gonna say ain't nobody at home, and it's gonna notify you that somebody came to see you to make a play, and you missed the play because you weren't at the trap. So that make you want to go back to the trap for the play. See, he coming for 7 coke, right? Now I'm just texting with him and shit. Now once that's confirmed, it's gonna tell me he's on his way, and I'm gonna put the phone back in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So when I go out there, see, he just came here, and I'm gonna sell to him. Give him the package, he gave me the money. Sale is complete. Now he's gonna walk away, he's gonna go in his car, and he's gonna drive out. We're not spawning pads like right where you are to just know. It's gonna be a realistic play. So right now you're at the trap, and you got your shit ready, you're ready to make money, and it cleans up after itself. So you see, the pad pulls up, but as soon as you complete the sale, it cleans up the pad and the vehicle that the pad came with, keeping everything clean. You're not gonna have a lot of pads walking around your server lagging up the whole place. I'm gonna make one more sale right here, and then I'm gonna call it a day with the video. Nike, okay. See, it just pulled up. I'm finna come to my door. This is my trap, right? I'm finna come outside, and I'm finna make that play. Now you can set up as many trap houses all around the map as you want. And the owners of that trap, they don't have to own the house. They just gotta be able to be in the house or around the house, this area. They just gotta be able to serve here, basically. If this is a known trap house, then you can come here and you can do T/sell coke. You know what I'm saying? If this is a coke trap house, because you can set the type of drugs that can be sold out of this house and everything. So if you set it up here, and you set up the coke and set up the price and everything, and then you set up the command. In this case, to sell here is coke, right? If it's a meth house, you do T/sell meth, T/sell coke, right? And then people here can sell out of this trap house, and you know, just keep it going, just like that. Gives you that realistic feel of everything. So tap in, you like this script, like and subscribe. All I do is create fire shit. Alright y'all, that's all for the script. Until next time, it's your boy Big 8. Peace out.